Hello, in this video we're going to talk about some of the different options that you can have inside your portfolio. Let's begin by first, let's customize our own interface. So you'll notice here that I'm logged in as a user, and then I get a bunch of options here. I have My Page, Log Out. So what we're going to want to do is we're going to want to click on My Page. Now, if you remember from our previous video, we say that there's not a lot of things that you can do from within My Page since you only have a single blog. But one of the things that you can do is that you can set some parameters for your own space. So let's click on Settings, and then we'll see there's a few things that we can do. There's you can have account settings, blog-specific settings, and blog access. And let's go through what some of these do. So under account settings, one of the things that you can do is you can upload an avatar picture. You don't have to do this, but it's sometimes nice to do that. So all you have to do is click on the account and then click on this picture, and it's going to ask you to browse to an image on your computer. So presumably you're going to have one prior to doing this. So we're going to click on this, and we're just going to choose an avatar here. Everybody that's using a blog will now see this avatar. If I click Save, now what you'll see is my avatar up here has changed to the one that I just uploaded. You can type in an email address that you prefer people to email you at. This isn't really necessary because we're not going to be using emails a lot in the system, but you may want to have an email address other than the one that you use for Drake. We'll go next to the blog access so that you can change your name. By default it just says like Test A User's Blog, so we can say My Great Blog, or something similar. We can hit Save. And the other thing that we can do is that we can change the way our blog looks. So by default we get this boring gray theme. All you have to do is click Change Theme, and what we're going to see is that there are several themes that you can choose from. None of them are really super spectacular, but there are some that look better than this, so we can change to this one and then click OK. And then we'll hit Save, and we'll notice that our theme will be changed for our blog. Now, we're not in our blog currently. We're in the settings phase, so we won't see the changes take effect until we get back into that. You can also enable podcasting, and what this is, if you want to do it, if you're uploading audio and or video files and you turn this on, it will allow you to have a podcasting or RSS URL coming out of it that people in iTunes can subscribe to and automatically get those updates. So, if you're planning on putting in a lot of audio or video, this is a nice function to have. So let's turn that on and save that too. So the next thing we're going to talk about is blog access. Now this is something that you probably ought to think about at least, even if you don't change the setting. By default they're public, meaning that anybody that finds your blog on here is going to be able to read your posts. Okay, this is like the same as anything that you have out there, but you can also set it specifically so that only certain subsets of people can view it. If you choose to do that, we want you to make sure that you do it in the correct way. And what we mean is that if you set it to private, we want to make sure that your instructors can still get in and see your blog post. And so what we want to do is that we can change this users must log in to read, okay, and that or you can say it's a private blog and that only the following users or groups. We don't really want to use this one because what this does is that if you don't specify a user here, nobody can read it. So let's make this public, but that users have to log in to read. And that way we can see that your name's there and everything, but when you go to click on it, it says please authenticate. Okay. Now comments are nice. You can have it, it's by default it's authenticated users. That means again people have to authenticate before they can post a comment on anything that you've made. And then there's also moderation, and what moderation means is that if somebody posts a comment, if you have no moderation, it automatically goes into your blog attached to that post. If you have the other option like this, all comments, what it means is that you're going to be notified that a comment has been submitted, and then you can either OK it or not, depending on whether you want it to go in, or you can have only anonymous comments. Now this one's not really necessary in this setup because we said the users have to log in before they can even read it, so there's really not going to be any anonymous users. So you could set it like this, where you don't mind that people read it, but you don't want everybody and their dog to be able to comment on it, so that you can say, okay, I want to have comments for authenticated users. I want to make sure that I moderate those comments, and I want to untick it. Okay, so this way everybody can read it, but only people that are members of the group, that's being drake.edu, can comment on your post. I particularly like to, if you're worried about anybody seeing it at all, let's turn this on, and then this becomes moot. So let's save that one. Okay, so now that we've done that, what we can do is we can go back to click on your name, and then we can go to blogs here. All right, and we can go to my blog, and you'll see that my change for my portfolio theme has taken effect. It's moved some things around a little bit, like in the other theme, the plus and minus was right here, and now it's over here. And it moved these settings from up top here to down at the bottom, and it's moved the search bar and the blog up top. So, and you'll notice that it added this subscribe in iTunes. If you click on that, what you'll do is it'll open iTunes. Anybody that can see this can click on that, open iTunes, and it will automatically add this podcast into their iTunes account. Okay, so that's how you can change the settings on your blog.